levels to time my entries and targets. So today, and I'm also trying to wait till the heaviest volume times a day to trade because I figure there's just the most volatility then and the most chance of larger targets getting reached. That's kind of how I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking a lot about this volume here. High volume starting at 9 o'clock, and the 10 o'clock hours are the best volumes of the day. So today I waited till 10 to get in to a trade, waited for the volume. Um, we had a little bit of news, and I think that kind of, caused the market to gyrate a little strangely because you can see these huge wicks here at the top, right around 8:30, 9 o'clock hour. So anyway, I waited till 10 o'clock, which is the completion of this 9 o'clock candle, to make my decision. And my decision was that I was kind of biased towards the long side because we've been doing so well coming up, and we had kind of bounced off this 1 hour cloud, and it just felt like we were going higher. Now the signal and the warning flag that I did not really heed well enough was this huge seller's wick above this 9 o'clock buyer green candle. Pretty big seller's wick there, and that should have been a clue that maybe the buying side was not going to be the right side at 10 o'clock. But either way, I got into it. So what I did is I went ahead, and this is sort of how I'm doing this. I put my fib retracement thinking long. So I put, started at the top and came down. Um, Actually, let me do it just the way I did it today. Usually what I do is I match it here, and I'll start it here. Let me actually get rid of this first. Take that out. Do this one more time here. Sorry about all this. This is sort of new to me, and I'm making some mistakes, and that's okay. Anyway, so that is the fib retracement graph that I put on it. So then I went to the 3 minute. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make a video here. Okay. Then I went to the 3 minute, and the idea here is that I'm looking for a candle that kind of taps into this liquidity and completes above the 61.8 line. So another clue, really should have been, well, this is that huge sell. I think this is that huge selling wick. Yeah. So this should have been a clue that this big red bars that, going long wasn't going to be a good idea. But, it's a highly volatile time of day, and anything can happen. So if I was going to go long, I probably should have taken this hammer here, this with the buyer's wick, and taken it up to the next level, and then decided what I was going to do. But in my mind, the plan was that I'm trying to buy uh, where the base of the candle is in this zone between 0.5 and 0.618, and then completes above it. So I did buy the high of this move right here. Unfortunately, I did buy right here, and I got stopped out down here somewhere. So that was a full stop. So that was unfortunate. And then I started like looking at this again, going, looking at that 1 hour candle, that's really, this seller's wick is huge. And so maybe the short side is what we really wanted. So I took this off and reversed it. And I put the fib retracement levels starting at the bottom, and looked for a short. So at that point, I went back to the 3 minute chart and started analyzing the 3 minute chart. And I noticed that price was putting a lot of big wicks in here, a lot of big seller wicks, which says, down pressure. It kind of came to a head right here where you did have a beginning of a rollover in the direction of the candle bodies, and when I saw the 50% line holding really well, except for this one little peekaboo wick, I saw that holding really well, and I saw this powerful red candle here compared to these, and I said, okay, maybe this is the time. It was under the cloud at that point. The cloud seemed like it was holding it in, and it was under the 50% line, and then I took it under the 61.8 line right down here at about 22. So I was trading it, and the plan was to trade it down, take half off here at the 1.0 line, and take the other half down here 1.6018. That was kind of the plan. So I I was able to take it down about this far, and all of a sudden I got a phone call, and I'm like, I'm not going to trade and talk to clients at the same time. So I went ahead and got out of everything like right about down here, and I missed kind of the rest of the move down. Unfortunately, sometimes you got to answer the phone, and that's just the way it goes. So in doing that, I got almost all my money back from the first loss, everything but about $50 per account. I was trading two accounts, so end of the day down about $55 per account. No big deal. And I'm learning a lot because I really like this methodology of using the prior 1 hour candles to determine what we're going to do, and using the fib retracement levels, because price really does tend to respect those, and kind of a lot of traders trade those levels, and they kind of leave footprints as to what they've done, what they're going to do. So and these fib retracement to that zone come up all the time. I saw this one at 7. I told myself that I wasn't going to trade until we get the big volume here at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock also. 9 o'clock volume's kind of hard because you got the 9:30 open, and that's gets really choppy. But I saw this one, and this one was, I think this one kind of worked out. It was kind of holding this cloud a little bit, and I don't know, it kind of, I think this one worked out. I can't quite remember. But these are new to me, and yeah, so in this one, you had this is the prior prior hour candle size, and so we tapped in to the buy zone. I don't like it when it taps under the 50%. I'd rather buy something like this where it's the wick is inside the zone between zero point 0.5 and 0.618, and the body ends above, and that's when I like to buy. Or something like that. So it's showing strength above that. It's showing a lot of liquidity within that zone, but it's ending strong. And so that's kind of my favorite. So my idea is to take half off at 1.0, and then the other half off up here at 1.618. And that would, probably would have worked, but it was a little early. Sometimes that early volume just isn't there. So anyway, that's really it. Right now I'm trading two EAs. I blew out a couple PAs the other day, and I'm back to EAs. But I'm trading a little bit heavier. I realized that one of the reasons that I've blown accounts is that I get impatient after stops, or impatient that everything's going too slow. So what I decided to do is I made my stops about 20% of my trailing drawdown. So it's $500 stops now per account. And that's about 20% versus the 4% or 5, 6, 7, 8% I was doing before. I'm just going to do 20%. You can be wrong 5 times, and then you lose the account. So that seems like a little bit more risk, but a little bit faster getting to where you're going if you know what you're doing. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, and I feel good about this. This is really interesting to me because I've never really used these a lot, and I'm really starting to use these a lot, and they show up all over the place. For example, you see a big move, a big push. This is not necessarily inside a 1 hour chart, but for example, you're in a downtrend, right? But then you see these 1, 2, 3 strong candles down on the 3-minute chart. You can put a retracement in on this and see what happens. So the retracement would be here, and if you look carefully at that, you can see. Probably want to switch to a 1 minute because your time frame is much faster. So here's the retracement into that zone between 0.5 and 0.618. A couple wicks there, a couple of peekaboos into there, and as you can see, it's holding the cloud. The cloud's holding it, I should say. Well, the cloud is holding the bodies. So I did this one too. I think I did this one too, and No, I didn't do this one. I thought about doing this one. That's right. Anyway, so that one was good for because it was more of a scalp type deal. It's a smaller thing. You wouldn't expect it to go all the way down to 0.618, but it did definitely go down to the first target, which is the 1.0. It easily got there. So that's something you can kind of see it on lots of levels. You can also see it like if you go to the hourly over here. Wow, look at price is really pushing down now. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Um, that was a big drop right there. Um, what I was going to say is you can kind of see it on lots of levels. So you can see it here too. Like from up here, this would be the top coming from this move here, and then there's your retracement. This is like multiple hours, right? Here's your retracement, goes into the zone, as you can see. Puts a 1 hour wick right onto the 50%, and then the next candle finishes above the 61.8 green, and then it kind of goes up to the 1.0, and it doesn't quite make it to the 1.618, but it definitely makes it to the 1.0. So yeah, this shows up on all kinds of different time frames, so it's cool. All right, I will talk to you later.